Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Exotic Astrology, and I'm very excited to show another example chart today. And the topic is how to see if you will be a good astrologer, or what are the different combinations which an astrologer could have, or should have, or must have. Alright, so there are hundreds and thousands of combinations like this which are mentioned in the classics, and I will not be quoting shlokas or references, but I will practically demonstrate some things, some principles which you can see, and these are also from my experience of the shlokas which I have read and I have learnt, and I have applied them practically, and I have seen them working right and left. So these are very crucial placements which one should be having, okay, or at least some of these placements. Now you may have all of these placements, but you may still not be into astrology, or you may just see astrology videos because there's some other combination in your chart which is not letting you take astrology 24/7, okay. And maybe you don't have any of these, but you may have some other combinations which are working for you, okay. So if you are interested very much in Jyotish, and when I say Jyotish, I mean in the study of Jyotish, okay, not in just watching transit videos depending on your sun sign and moon sign, okay. That is not a study of Jyotish, that is just looking at your own horoscope. But if you are really interested in Jyotish, or you know somebody who is very much interested, then you can write it down in the comments, the combinations and placements that you see in their horoscopes, okay, or even in your horoscope. All right, so this is the horoscope of a very beautiful astrologer, of a male, and he is exceptionally brilliant when it comes to astrology. His knowledge is far beyond of so many astrologers that I know, and therefore very kindly he has agreed to he has given me the permission to show this horoscope as an example. So therefore I would first pay my gratitude to this person, and the birth details will not be revealed, and please do not ask me the birth details, I will not give you the information. All right, there you go, beautiful horoscope here. So what are some of the combinations which an astrologer should have? Well, there are many combinations. First of all, we have to understand which are the planets that represent astrology. Well, there are three planets primarily. It is Jupiter, Sun, and Ketu. To some extent, Mars also, but primarily we have Jupiter, and then we have Sun, and then we have Ketu. So, if the Lord of the Ascendant, and also, sorry, we have the trinal houses, okay. So if the lords of the trines, or the ascendant lord, is somehow related to these planets like Jupiter, Sun, or Ketu, or if these planets are very well placed in kendras or trikonas, then one can be a very brilliant astrologer. But there are many steps to it. We will see one by one. So why? Because Sun is the Karaka for Jyotish. He is the Karaka for light. So unless Sun is well placed in somebody's chart, it is very difficult to enlighten others. And then we also have Jupiter. So what is Jupiter? Jupiter is the significator of the soul. He is Jiva Karak. So therefore, a person who has a great Jupiter along with a great Sun can actually guide others towards the higher fulfillment of Jyotish, okay. which is uh, which is very beautiful. And Ketu is again moksha karak. That's like the higher version of Jupiter. The ultimate aim of spiritual progress is to become detached from matter and to become attached to God. That is what Ketu teaches. Many times people think Ketu is about detachment, but Ketu is not about detachment only. Detachment from matter is just the beginning of spiritual life. One of the symptom, the only symptom of progress, or one of the top symptoms of progress in spiritual life is how much detached are you becoming from matter. But that is not the end of spiritual life. Spiritual life starts when you become detached from matter and ends when you become attached to God and His activities. So here if you see, it's Leo Lagna, and then Sun is the Lord of the Ascendant. He is sitting in the 10th house, very powerful there. He's in Digbala, extremely powerful. And then Ketu is also placed there. So Sun Ketu conjunction, very, very, very good for spiritual progress. Then we have to see the trinal lords. Are the trinal lords somehow linked with these planets, okay, or with each other? So if you check carefully here, the trinal lord one is Sun, because Kendra is also Trikon. I mean, the Lagna is a Kendra and a Trikon simultaneously. Then the fifth lord is Jupiter. Jupiter is aspecting the Lagna, sitting in the 7th house. And then what about Mars? Mars is the ninth lord. Mars is again aspecting Jupiter. Mars aspects the 8th house also. So they are also somehow linked, they are somehow associated. But these combinations are not enough. Many people will have these combinations. There are many other combinations which you need. So when we talk of astrology as a tool to guide others, we also need to check the third house, okay? Because third house is the house of Upadesh, Guru Upadesh, the advice that you give others. So the third house should be somehow strong, okay? Now that can be in different ways. The third lord could be well placed, okay? So here, if you see, the third lord is Venus. He is, although in detriment, which means it is in the opposite house from itself, but it is in the ninth house. This is one of the best placements that you can have for any kind of guidance or any kind of consulting, which means the link between the third and the ninth, okay? And if you check carefully, Jupiter from the 7th is aspecting the third house. So fifth lord in the Kendra aspects the third house. Fantastic placement. Again, very good for guidance. And apart from that, there are many other combinations. For example, another combination that I have seen is if somehow Jupiter and Moon are associated with each other, which means if either they are conjunct or they are aspecting each other or they are under Parivartan Yoga. So here Jupiter and Moon, they are conjunct. Now why is this a very good yoga? In fact, in my opinion, this is the best yoga which anybody can have. Why? Because when Jupiter and Moon are together, the person can very easily give optimism to others. So what happens when you want to go to an astrologer? You have some problem, you have some difficulties, you have some challenges in your life, and you have tried your best, or you are still trying, but you want to know what ultimately is there in your karma, right? Because at times you feel that whatever efforts you are putting, it is not yielding any result. So you want to know at times, is there any use of going ahead in this domain, or should I just leave it or take up something else? Which should be done only after putting full efforts. Okay, we should never show our horoscopes to any random people or even to astrologers or to anybody without trying ourselves first. Okay, that is very, very, very crucial. So the biggest temptation that we have is the moment we have any small problem, we go to an astrologer. No, that should not be the way. We should try our best, and if we are not able to solve it, only then we should go. Not that for every small trouble, you keep going to an astrologer. That is not good for you, because then you will start losing faith in yourself. Okay, you will start thinking, oh, anyways, everything is destined, what can I do? Okay, so when Jupiter is with Moon, the person can give optimism to others. So the astrologer can very easily give hope to somebody else that, oh, you will have a better life in this area, in some point of time. So here Jupiter and Moon are conjunct, and it is also aspecting the Lagna. Now here, interestingly, the ninth lord is in debility. But for there are many rules for cancellation of debility, which means nicha bhanga. So one of the rules is, if the dispositor of the sign is aspecting or sitting with that planet, then the debility gets cancelled. So here Moon is the lord of Cancer, so either Moon should aspect Mars or sit with Mars. So that is not happening here. The other rule is, if that dispositor is in Kendra, then also that debility is mitigated, which means the debility goes down by significant percentage. So here you see Moon is in the Kendra, in the 7th house. So this helps to mitigate this nicha, this debility of Mars which is there. And also in the modern age, where we see internet and YouTube and websites, they are very much popular these days. So we can also check planets like Mercury. If Mercury is somehow associating with if Mercury Venus associates with the houses of money, which are the sixth, the second, the 10th, and the 11th. So here, if you see, Mercury is the second lord in the 11th, very good for finances. Then with the 6th lord Saturn, fantastic for finances. Then again aspecting back the 5th house, very good. And then you also have planets like Venus, which are in trines. Venus is also a guru, he is Daitya Guru, Shukracharya. So if Venus is in trines, then the astrologer can give very good guidance when it comes to material life, in areas of relationships especially. Of course, there are many other combinations. One of the other placements which I have seen, which helps in regards to astrology, is somehow the lord of, if the 9th and 10th lords are having any kind of yoga, basically it really, really, really helps. So here, if you see, the 10th lord is in the 9th house, and the 9th lord, which is Mars, is aspecting the house of the 10th lord. So Venus is ruling the 10th house, and it is also ruling the 3rd house, Libra and Taurus. So Mars aspects 1, 2, 3, 4. So Mars is not aspecting Venus, but it is aspecting the house of Venus. This is also a kind of parivartan yoga which occurs. This is not actually a parivartan between uh, the 9th and the 10th lord. This is like a parivartan, not direct parivartan. This is like an indirect parivartan between the 9th and the 3rd lord, basically. Okay, because the 3rd lord is in the 9th and the 9th lord is not in 3rd. It is aspecting the 3rd house. But somehow this 3rd lord is also the 10th lord. Okay, so therefore Mars and Venus are very closely linked. So this is like a dharma karmadhipati yoga which is occurring. This is not exactly that, but you could say the results will manifest if the person takes this seriously. Okay. And of course, for Jyotish, we also need to check planets like Rahu and Ketu. Why Rahu? Because Rahu and Ketu, they deal with life and death, they deal with rebirth. And here, if you see this Lagnesh, which is Sun, is conjunct Rahu Ketu. He is in this Rahu Ketu axis in that fourth house, 10th house, in the 4-10 axis. So fourth house is what it is, education, and 10th house is where you go and help others, basically society, other people, name and fame. So this Lagnesh is in 10. This is there's a very beautiful yoga which is which the classics say this is called as Siddha Yoga, which means anything the person takes up, he is successful in that regard. And this ninth lord is in 12th, so this person had gone to a different country to pursue his masters, and when he went there he got interested in Jyotish, and he has done very good after that. Okay. And of course there are other planets which also you can check. For example, the 11th lord is in the own house, so that is also very good for finances. And Mercury and Saturn are together, so whenever Mercury and Saturn are linked, I have also seen there that is very good for Jyotish. It's very surprising, all the combinations are there in this horoscope. Now why Mercury and Saturn are good for Jyotish? Because when Mercury and Saturn are conjunct, or they are somehow mutually aspecting each other, or in parivartan or sukshma parivartan, then what happens? The person has the ability to think deeply, not just superficially. Oh, okay, this planet is in this house, it will give this result. No, you have to check the horoscope, then you have to check the dashas, then you have to check Ashtag Varga, then you have to check Shatbala, then you have to check the divisional charts, then you have to check the transits finally. So this requires a lot of detailed efforts, and to understand where the flow of the chart is going. It's not a joke to look at a horoscope. Sometimes people they think that they should be able to make a prediction in 2 minutes or 5 minutes. No, I know astrologers from villages of India who take at least 1.5 to 2 hours before they make a single prediction. So watching horoscopes and predicting is not some fancy business that, oh, I predict in 5 minutes, he does it in 10 minutes, so I am better than him. It's not like that. And it also does not mean that somebody keeps doing all the analysis for 8 hours and then he can't still say anything about the horoscope. That is also not correct, or that is also not recommended. So therefore Mercury and Saturn placements, they are very good, I have seen, because they can help us to structure things properly, and they are very good friends also. And he has these combinations in the 11th house. 11th house is the house of gains and networks and network circles. It's the house of finances. All right. So again, as I said, there are many other combinations which you could find. And yes, there are some difficulties, of course. Jupiter is in the 7th, which is not a very great placement. And yeah, I mean, you could go on finding difficulties. There are unlimited difficulties in this horoscope, like every other horoscope, but I will ignore those. And there are many challenges which this person has faced in his life, also, even in the study of Jyotish, primarily because of the debility of the ninth lord. Although the debility is getting mitigated by moon being in Kendra, but still the debility remains, and the debility doesn't disappear. So this can give difficulties in finding a guru or getting related to the guru. So there are multiple challenges which can come up. All right, so as usual, this chart is also not perfect like no other chart. So let us not expect to see perfect horoscopes, okay? Because everybody has malefics in their charts and everybody has difficulties in life. All right, thank you very much. And as I said before, if you know any other combination like this, then you can always write it down in the comments. I would love to see them. And if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to it below. And if you want a consultation from me, you can go to my website down in the description section of the videos. God is there with you all the time. Just look to him and you will find him. Bye bye.